In this video, I'm going to be ranking the top 10 best point guards right now in NBA 2K23 My Team. You guys can let me know in the comment section down below who are your favorite point guards to be running right now in the game, as we get close to season 7, and just let me know what you guys would change about my top 10 as well. But for me, coming in at the number 10 spot is going to be the Dark Matter Shai, and to be honest, I wasn't really sure who to put at number 10 because there's cards that are going to be honorable mentions like Hero Mono Ginobili, Hero J.R. Smith. Those guys aren't going to be in this top 10 because I wasn't 100% sure if they're better than a card like Shai. I do think Shai's elite though, being a 6'6" point guard with a 6'11" wingspan. I think he's got great size at the point guard position, all around great stats and badges, a total of 35. His jump shot I do like a lot. I think it's a great release, and then he's also got amazing dribble sigs with the Kyle Lowry size up, the tray escape, Dame behind the back. He's got the quick chops off one, the front clutches. I love that D Mitch size up. Could maybe use a little bit better defensive tendencies, but all around I just really like the Shai card. I think he plays amazing in game for me, and I do think right now is the 10th best point guard. Coming in at the number 9 spot is going to be the I was about to say Galaxy Football, the Dark Matter Devin Booker, the playoff Evo version. So he's going to get those 2 Evos, and now he's up to 50 Hall of Fame badges. So he is damn near an invincible card because his stats are pretty much perfect as well. Besides the 85 block, he's got every single Hall of Fame shooting badge in the game, and I think he could potentially be a little bit higher on this list. I don't like his jump shot a crazy amount. I know a lot of people do like his release a lot, but for whatever reason, I think it's a good jump shot, just not my favorite and my personal favorite, but he's got a good release. I think the D-Book size up is okay once again. Could be a little bit better, but it's a decent size up, and he does have the tray escape, which is super elite. So all around a great offensive point guard, and I do think Devin Booker comes in at number 9 for my top 10 list. At the number 8 spot, I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with this one, but I like Jalen Rose a lot. I think he's number 8. He's a 6'8" point guard, 7-foot wingspan. I know a lot of people probably wouldn't have him in the top 10. They'd probably have like Mono Ginobili, J.R. Smith potentially over them, and maybe even Devin Booker. But for me personally, I just think he plays such good defense in game, and I love his size. I keep saying I love people's sizes. Pause on that, but I do like his size at the point guard position and just the defense he does bring with a 92 on-ball steal tendency, 88 contest shot, 88 block shot. He's got great defensive stats and badges. All around just a very solid card. He's got a great jump shot, at least in my opinion. I know a lot of people don't like his release, so I think that's the biggest thing when it comes down to Jalen Rose, depending if you do like his jump shot or not. And then you look at the dribble sigs. He's basically got the best sigs in the game with the MJ dribble style, the Steve Francis size up, the tray escape. He's got the quick drops off one, and the front clutches as well. So Jalen Rose for me is one of the better point guards in my team. Coming in at the number 7 spot is going to be the Dark Matter Jimmy Butler. Still gives you elite level defense, being a 6'7" point guard with a 6'8" wingspan. You take a look at his defensive stats. 92 block, 98 steal, 98 lateral quickness, 98 perimeter, 94 interior defense. He's got tons and tons of good Hall of Fame defensive badges, really good playmaking hoffs, and all around the card's not a bad offensive card as well. He can still score the ball when he needs to. He's got some pretty good sigs. He moves pretty well, and also does have a capable jump shot. I'm still not the biggest fan of his release for me personally, and just my preference, but I still do think he's got a solid jump shot, and all around is the 7th best point guard in the game. Coming in at the number 6 spot, just barely missing out of the top 5, is the Galaxy Football Turkoglu. I think he's such a good point guard because of his size, 6'10" with a 6'11" jump shot. 6'11" jump shot, 6'11" wingspan, and when you look at his jump shot, I think it's one of the quicker and just better releases in the game for a point guard. He's got the John Stockton base, he's got the Trae Young upper on very quick timing, and then he's also got the Kyle Lowry size up, he's got the Steph Curry escape, he's got actually solid tendencies, for a Hedo Turkoglu card, and I just like his size of the point guard position and what he brings to the table offensively. At the number 5 spot is going to be the Hero Dark Matter MJ. I think it's a really close debate between number 5 and number 4, but MJ 6'6" at the point guard spot, 6'11" wingspan. All around, the man's pretty much got perfect stats, like 99 speed, 99 acceleration, 99 driving dunk, 98 vertical. His defense is elite. The card stats and badges wise is pretty much perfect, and then also does have amazing dribble sigs with the Kyle Lowry size up, the tray escape, Dame behind the back, some of the better dunk packages in the game, and then also does have that KPJ base, which we all know is one of the better, I definitely think is the best base in my team. The MJ upper does hurt the jump shot a little bit, I will say. Just makes it a little bit slower, but still a great jump shot, and he also does have the tray fade. Defensive tendencies are great for the 98 on-ball steal. Kind of surprised that he doesn't have a higher block and a higher contest shot defensive tendency, but all around MJ, in my opinion, is the 5th best point guard in the game. Coming in at the number 4 spot, though, like I said, is very close. I do have the dark matter Ron Artest, just because of his defense, 6'7" at the 1 with a 6'10" wingspan. His stats and his badges is going to be very similar to a card like MJ all around. He does basically have perfect stats and badges, and the biggest thing about Ron Artest is these defensive tendencies. 98 on-ball steal, the same as MJ, but then he's got an 85 contest shot, 85 block shot, jump shot is debatably, I think his might be, I think Ron Artest's might be a little bit easier to green for most people. He's also got the tray fade just like MJ, and then they have very similar dribble sig, so they're super close cards. I mean, I think it really just comes down to the defense, and I do like Ron Artest a little bit more on the defensive end, because I do feel like they give you pretty much the same production on the offensive side of the ball. But coming in at the number 3 spot is going to be the dark matter Luka Doncic. If you know how to use this card to his best of ability, to his full potential, I think he can be the best point guard in the game, and I would say anybody in the top 5, maybe even Hedo Turkoglu, could be the best point guard in the game. Like, I would say MJ, Ron Artest could definitely be considered the best point guard for people depending on playstyle, preference, all the type of stuff, but Luka Doncic, especially because of his sigs and just his jump shot, is so money with the KPJ base. The Rudy Gay upper on very quick timing is one of the better jump shots in the game. He's got the tray fade, the tray sigs, he's got pretty good dunk packages, so if you know how to use, the tray sigs, you know how to use the tray fade to your best of ability, you can use his jump shot super well, and you're a really good 3 hunter, and you know how to score on the perimeter. And then I think Luka Doncic probably could be the best point guard for you. At the number 2 spot for me personally, though, is going to be dark matter hero Jokic, just because of his size at the 1, being 6'11" with a 7'3" wingspan. He gives you elite level defense, 92 block, 90 steal, 92 lateral quickness, 92 perimeter, 94 interior defense. Great all around badges, including a total of 40 on Hall of Fame. His jump shot is super money with the Eric Paschal base, the Oscar Robertson upper on very quick timing is an amazing jump shot that I do feel like is fairly quick, but also very easy to green with. And then he's got like the Curry size up, he's got the John Wall escape. I mean, amazing movement for a card who's 6'11" at the point guard position, 7'3" wingspan. He's gonna have an elite level player model for a point guard, because he's a center card normally, or a power forward center card. That's when Jokic normally plays on my team early on in my team, so he's gonna have that really good center size at the point guard position. Defensive tendencies could be a little bit better. That's maybe like the only one flaw I can really think of when it does come to Jokic, but in my opinion, I think a card that's slightly better than Jokic, not by a crazy margin, but I do think Hero Ben Simmons is the best point guard in my team, just because of his size, his defense, his athleticism, his slashing ability. I do think makes him slightly better than Jokic. He's also 6'11" with a 7' wingspan. I do like his player model a lot in game, but defensively, at least from using Jokic and using Ben Simmons, I think there's a pretty noticeable difference on the defensive end of who's a better defender. Maybe not shown in the defensive stats, the defensive badges, or even the defensive tendencies, but just in game, Ben Simmons plays such elite level defense. Not to say that Jokic is a bad defender, he's still great on the defensive side of things, but I think Ben Simmons is kind of just that next step up. If you use him in game, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. Yes, offensively, Jokic is definitely a good amount better because his jump shot is quicker, has a little bit better dribble sigs. Maybe I do like the tray escape on Ben. I think that's super effective to have, but the main thing about Ben Simmons is his slashing and getting to the basket, drawing fouls, dunking in transition, and just dunking the ball in general. I do think it's going to be a lot better than a card like Jokic's. Really does come down to preference, opinion, playstyle, all the type of stuff. But for me personally, I think Hero Ben Simmons is going to be the best point guard in my team. But like I said earlier, let me know in the comment section down below, what would you guys change about my top 10? And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.